Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Can they hear us? Can they see us?
I think so. I think it's time to begin, Jess.
Cool. Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So hi, everybody. Yes. Welcome to another Forge live event. I'm Jess. So I guess if you've joined our live events or seen any of our videos on YouTube, you know me. I'm one of the game designers on Forge. And I'm in charge of the events, and that's what we're talking about today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's good to be back. My name is Adam. I'm a community management specialist for Forge. You may have remembered me from some previous live Q&As where I answered your questions, and I'm very excited to answer your questions about this 10th anniversary event today.
Yeah, I know, crazy. And 10 years of Forge. Can you imagine? Can you believe it?
Do you remember where you were 10 years ago, Jess?
God, no. I can't even remember what I did last week.
I mean, I can't remember what we ate for breakfast this morning, so 10 years is a lot.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, guys, we're here to talk about the I guess Forge's 10 years of success and fun. And we released a really cool event in honor of Forge. Forge's 10 years. So I guess you guys have been playing it. It's been like for I think over a week. So I hope you guys are enjoying it, and yeah, we're looking forward to. I mean, we've seen a lot of feedback from you guys, but we're looking forward to telling you a little bit more and also answering some of your questions over the next half an hour. So shall we get into it? Shall we talk about it? I will give a brief description, and then, like I said, I think it's good to focus on questions. So yeah, for this event, as I guess you've seen, it's all about Forge and all the history of Forge and everything to do with all the intricacies and the facts of Forge. So we basically designed an event that's supposed to celebrate everything that is Forge. And the biggest thing with Forge is obviously the ages. So like, traveling in time and progressing through time. So that was a big inspiration for this event. So I hope you're seeing that with this event. Another thing is that we also wanted to bring this kind of feeling of like Forge, a board game in Forge. So yeah, the event is basically a board game. When you open the event, you'll see a board, and you'll start in the first age of Forge, which is Stone Age. Makes sense. And you have a little avatar or a little figure on the board, and you will roll your dice as one would expect in a board game, and you will move your board game piece around the board. So it's I guess like the typical board game setup, like Monopoly or something like that. You're going around a loop. So yeah, you start off in your home tile, and then you roll a dice, and you roll a dice by using paper money, also typical of a board game. And you move your avatar around, completing the full loop of the board game. And when you complete a full loop of the board game, you travel to the next age. Excuse me. And you basically do this traveling through all the 20 ages of Forge. Can you believe it? 20 ages of Forge, crazy. We definitely didn't start off like that. And you'll eventually, if you are one of the people who can make it to the very end by the end of the event, I challenge you. You will end in Space Age Venus, and you will stay there. So there's no there's no extra age yet. Watch this space, and you will continue your journey in the board game in Space Age Venus. So that's, I guess, a very high level description, but again, we can go into details in a bit. Yeah. Shall we go into some questions, or is there anything that we can add to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, of course, we have 3 fantastic reward buildings. For this, we have the Golden Orrery, we have the Grand King and Queen sets, the Monarch sets, as well as the Stages of Ages. And we also have a really cool quest giver this time, the Forge Fact Finder, who will not only reward you with paper money, but also some really fun facts from the history of Forge. So it's worth completing those quests, not just because it helps you progress within the event itself, but also to get the factoids that appear throughout. So yeah, that's some extra details, but we can also hop into questions now. The first question that I saw was from Martin, and he asked if there is still Stages of Ages as a daily special. I can't give you the schedule, I know this, and it's an awesome building. And what I will say is it will happen possibly very soon. So, stay tuned.
Yeah. Good question. I know that's like super popular building. It's such a cool building. And yeah, it also is the first building, event building that we use previous era goods. Obviously the Golden Ori does too, but yeah, that was like a first time for event buildings. And also, yeah, you can only get the Stage of Ages from the daily special. You can't get it from the board itself. So you really need to, if you want that, if you want that building, you need to keep an eye on the daily specials. Maybe to mention a way to get the daily special, because it's always different for every event, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to land on a chest actually there's a couple ways, so we can talk about that. But the main way is to land on one of the chests on the board. So we have two different kinds of chests, or that's not true. We have lots of different kinds, but we have two different rarities of chests. So we have like the rare ones, or like the ones that are they provide a lot, and we have the kind of normal chests. And yeah, in both of those, there's a different percentage drop chance for the daily specials. So you need to land on a chest to get the daily special. And you can also get the daily special if you pass our super cool feature, the daily goal flag. I can't remember exactly what we called it off the top of my head. The daily flag, which is
daily goal is correct.
Daily goal. It's a flag anyway on the board, and you basically get it every day. It will be spawned on the board every day that you open the event, and it's based on your position. So yeah, depending on where you're board. So it's always fair. You'll always be able to do it if you do some actions in a day. And if you pass this flag, you basically get the daily chest. And in there's a 20%, off the top of my head, 20% drop chance for the daily special, which is a huge amount compared to what we usually do in events. But of course, because it's 10th anniversary, we wanted to boost that. So that's also a good strategy to really make sure you're doing that every day. Yeah, and what else?
Also the corner spaces as well. If you land on those, you get a 5% boost to your daily special for 5 hours. So it's good to always land on those to boost your chances every 5 hours or so. So
that's true, actually. Yeah, really good to mention that. That's something that you should really do for the days where you, for example, when the Stage of Ages is up, or like days where there's a daily special that's interesting for you, is to try and activate that, because it will help a lot. So yeah, and also if you land on it, so when it's active, if you land on it again, it's not that nothing happens, it will refresh the timer. So it lasts for 5 hours. So it will, when you land on it again, it will reset the timer. So what else can we tell you?
I have a question from Pedro saying, is the stream only dedicated to the 10th anniversary? Primarily, we'd like questions about the event. However, we can also answer other questions. So if you have something burning that you'd like to bring towards us, then we'll try and answer it as best as we can.
Yeah. I just saw a question about portraits. If we can, that is from or Shanu. I hope I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but yes, if we get portraits from previous events. Yes. So we have one tile on the board which is dedicated to historical avatars or portraits. And this is really cool. And this was like actually something that, for example, Adam gave us a lot of feedback from you guys. He sent a lot, like he collected a lot of feedback that would be interesting for you guys. We did this over the entire event, not just to do with portraits, but like we really looked into all the things that you guys liked, all like popular buildings, didn't you, Adam? You looked into like all the kind of fan favorites and sent it to us so that we could really incorporate that in this event. And portraits was something that we had a lot of fun with, because there's so many funny portraits over the years that you could only get in like one event, or you know, we had historical quest lines, and there was a lot of feedback that they wanted the chance to get these again. So we made a huge pool of historical avatars, so you can get stuff from old events, stuff from kind of any historical quest lines we made, etc. And we made, so you can basically win that on the board. So yeah, that's cool.
Which is about guild battlegrounds and dealing with clickers and cheaters. He says, you know, that he had some experience in his own community in Portugal with people complaining about bots and clickers. What I will say is part of our community strategy is to deal with this on a daily basis. And one thing that really helps us deal with that and prepare and kind of upgrade our defenses against different types of clickers and bots is when we get kind of very detailed information reports about the scenarios and the benefits that bots or clickers may provide to players that could be using them. So what I would 100% recommend is use support as much as possible and give us full details on the benefits and scenarios it provides. And that helps us tremendously in our ongoing fight to deal with kind of anything that breaks our terms and conditions. I hope I answered your question, by the way.
Yeah, that was a good point. We have a question here from Sarah Brown. Are some of the avatars based on real people? Yeah, they are. Adam recently just got one.
I'm in the archaeology event. If you, I'm not going to tell you. You have to find me. But I am there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're in the archaeology one.
I think yes. Aren't you in Space Age Venus, or
I am.
somewhere before?
Yeah, I have a long way to go to get myself. And yeah, actually, I love my avatar. And yeah, I recently actually won in anniversary event, which you can get from the quest line, is based on Ron, who's one of the community manager or the social media experts. So yeah, we always try and do portraits that are based on at least someone straight in the team or in an external team, because it's super fun, and I think it's like really important. Like there's so many people that make Forge, and it's kind of cool to have a little piece of them in the game, like visually. And yeah, I think it's cool. Tradition also for the whole time in Forge. So a lot of the old event quest lines and trying to think, like nearly all our ages portraits are somehow based on someone in the team. So yeah, good question.
Laurie said, I would like to see a new event every month. Yeah. Good feedback. I think, you know, it's a little bit of preference, because I've seen kind of different views on this. Some people like a little bit of time between events to relax and prepare for them. And some people will just want more events. So that's something we're looking at continually every year for our roadmap, trying to follow kind of feedback and structure it based on what people want. So we'll take that very much on board moving forward.
I think actually I would like to give you some information on the last building, because we didn't speak about it from what I remember, which is the Grand Monarch set. Sorry, which is a really cool building, guys. It's maybe for some people it's kind of not random, but it's new to them. But for the past 2 anniversaries, so we had obviously the first anniversary of Forge, and then we had the 5th anniversary of Forge, and now we have the 10th. Hopefully the 15th and the 20th going forward. And we always gave out buildings based on monarchs, so like the king and queen. So yeah, we wanted to do a new version this year. So we did the Grand Monarchs set. So it's a set. So it's comprised of 2 buildings, whereas the one for the 5th anniversary was also a set, but it was 3 buildings. And this year it's 2, or I guess it's a set bonus for the two buildings versus like a whole large set that you might see in normal events. And it's the king and the queen statue. And when you place them together, they give a set bonus, and the set bonus is like 8 Forge points or something. It's really good, and it's one of those buildings that on their own, so when you get just the king or just the queen, they're not so great, but when you have them together, it's really beneficial. It has a lot of output, and for example, they both give attack for bonus, which I know everybody is fan favorite. So this one you can get you cannot get them in daily specials. You can only get them from the board, and you can, because it's only for the anniversary event, it's in the little anniversary gift reward on the board that you can see. It's in the bottom, correct me if I'm wrong, the bottom left corner tile, and there's two chests or 2 gifts that you can get. One is pink for the queen, and the other one is I think it's red for the king. And you can land on those, and there's a 50% chance to get a selection kit for the king and queen, and both of them have 2 levels, so you need to get them twice for each. And when you land on it, it will refresh, and potentially the next the next reward is the gift for the other for the king or queen. So it will constantly churn every time you land on it. So because I know that there were some questions about that. So
Alicia says the event looks great. The board design is amazing. However, I like the others. I'm very much after the Stages of Ages. Yeah, it's a very popular building. She said I waited, saved all my tickets until it was a daily special and had no luck. I don't want to spoil for you, but I will say there are other opportunities to get the Stages of Ages in the daily special, and there might be one very soon. That's all I'll say. So keep your eyes peeled over the next couple of days. That's my advice.
Do it, totally. So what else can we tell you? Another thing that's on the board is historical buildings, and I have another thing I need to tell you. So there's lots. That was another thing that we got feedback from you guys, that having the opportunity to get more of the historical buildings, or buildings that were not common, that we were giving out in events or other parts of the game to try and put them on the board. So we've done that as well. So I think there's around 20% of the board is previous buildings, stuff that you got from the quest line, which you we don't usually put in events. And there's also resource tiles, so like tiles that give straight up resources, like supplies or coins or metals, and these start quite low in rewards, but the more you progress through the ages, these resource tiles actually get better and better. So the higher you are, and that makes sense, right? The higher you are in the ages, the better those rewards get. So every time you complete a loop, you'll see little plus signs on those tiles, and that will indicate to you that those are getting better every time you age up. So and then the final. Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Eno I said, what's the best use for golden dice? And I also realized it wasn't something that we probably explained, which is that there are 2 dice. The first dice, the normal dice, will just give you a random between 1 and 6. And the golden dice allows you to pick your move between 1 and 6. And in terms of the best use for them, it's multifaceted, but for instance, I think if you were really wanting to get like the Stages of Ages one day, you could use the golden ice to ensure you landed on the corner spot. to boost your daily special chances. And it's also situational. So you might have a situation where you want to get to the daily goal, and you only have a certain amount of dice left. So you use your gold dice to jump 6 spaces and get there. So it's kind of, there's multi uses for it. I generally, when I play, I like to use it to get the corner spaces, to try and get the daily special. But I think you will find various uses for it throughout. And it's also, at times you'll see on the board certain rewards that you really want. And the golden dice is super useful in that situation.
True, that was actually what I wanted to talk about, is golden dice, because it gives you like full control. You can pick, so like the dice is random, the normal dice between 1 and 6, normal dice, and the golden dice you can pick the outcome of your roll, and that's that's great because it gives you a lot of control. So if you wanted, for example, to only to focus on getting the grand prize as fast as possible or as much as possible, then you can use the golden die to skip constantly 6 tiles ahead. So but yeah, actually probably a better strategy is to use it for the corner tiles, the daily special, or the Grand Monarchs set. So yeah, good point,
Adam. Actually, to shoot to you, Jess, as a game designer, whereas John Moretti wants to know if there will be more events with this board game style in the future.
That depends on you guys. If you like it, like I guess you've seen that if you play our Forge and lots of our events, we sometimes use the same kind of mechanic for different events because that's based on feedback that you guys like them. So it depends if you like it. Of course, yeah. We've endless possibilities with a mechanic like this, and I think it's super fun. But of course, we wanted to create something that was really unique for the 10th anniversary, and like a Forge board game, I would love one of those. So yeah, that's what we did for this. So here's hoping. I would love to make another event using this, and maybe like add some add-ons somehow, make it a little bit more complicated, or yeah.
Any board games out there that you see that you would like to emulate in Forge?
Oh my God, imagine. Like some of the ones I guess we play, I don't know if we would have the budget or the time to put them in. Actually, we researched a lot of board games for this, because Monopoly, or I don't know, like board games that are I guess have a looping board is quite easy to do, but there were so many ones that we were looking into, and like also a lot of games that use board game style mechanics, and yeah, there was a lot we could have done, but I think we went with this kind of the simple approach for now. So yeah. So Drew says, I love the event. Thanks. And then says thanks. Well, thank you. Happy that you're enjoying it. And what else could I tell you about the event? Yeah, I would be super curious to know where you guys are in the ages. Like, I don't know if you all can comment in the feed where you are, like how far you've progressed. Is anyone in the 20th age yet? I'm not, but
I'm not yet, unfortunately.
Not your actual game, but event. So yeah. I guess I'm trying to think from a balancing side where predicting where you all should be. I think you all should be around maybe the 6th or 7th, but yeah, who knows? And obviously, paper money. You need paper money for the playing the event. It's quite simple in that way. Paper money is the way to go, and then you just roll the dice with it. So you can get paper money from there was another thing I haven't told you, from all the quests and logging in every day, and also the daily goal also has a chance to give you paper money, but you also can get them from little gifts that are around your city. So we created event specific incidents like around your city that are little birthday gifts, and you can get actually a lot. There's a lot, which is more than our normal events. So yeah, you can check those out too.
I see from Lewis, he said, it's a good event. Nice to celebrate 10 years. Played 8 years myself. It'd actually be interesting to see in the chat. Let us know how many years you guys have played and how long you've been on Forge. It's always good to see different experiences and how long people have been playing for. I also saw a couple questions about Space Age Jupiter Moon and when it will be available. I will say very soon, in the next couple of weeks, so please stay tuned.
Giving all the spoilers away.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What else?
How about real-time fighting from Johnny? Interesting idea. Can consider it. Not sure if it's possible based on kind of the mechanics we have for and kind of how we've built the game and our original plans for it. But you know, always interesting to hear people's feedback and ideas for how we can move forward.
Definitely. Played around with the idea of doing something like that for events, because events are always quite easy for us to do something crazy and try out new stuff. So for soccer, when we were designing soccer, we were thinking about this because we wanted to have some kind of like PvP dueling aspect. So yeah, we thought about that, but yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Just reading all the comments on the side. There's so many people. Ura, Colorado says, I've been playing for about 2 years and a few months now. That's actually a long time. So nice one. Yeah. What else can I tell you guys about the event? I think something that Adam said briefly at the beginning, which I definitely want to bring home more, is about the quest line. We created a whole new quest line, obviously, for the new event, and we have a whole. I wouldn't say it's a storyline like our normal events, but we, as Adam mentioned, we have the Forge Fact Finder, who is like our quest giver, and there's so many not tips, fun facts or little like historical information about Forge. And this was something that we asked the team, like, can you give us some funny like things that you experienced over the years, because we really have some people who have been here the whole time. Yeah, we got some really funny facts, and also like some information about how we work, and for example, we have like an obsession with donuts in the team, like, isn't it? It's not obsession, it's really like sugar problem, and it's every time we do anything good, the team is always rewarded with donuts. And now it's just every time there's anything, it's like, do we have donuts, do we get donuts, do we get donuts? So it's like kind of, yeah, some inside tips or facts about us as a team. So yeah.
Actually, I quite like the air horn one because I unfortunately joined during COVID time, so I was unable to get this experience myself. So I'm kind of looking forward to hearing the first air horn.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird things, ways we celebrate. Over the years. Yeah, that's what happens. A bunch of people are sitting in a room for too long.
I saw Alan. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm so sorry if I haven't. Said they would like a chess game event, and I also wanted to know that because for me that also sounds really cool. I would love a chess event. So
that would be really cool, actually. Yeah, that's actually stuff from an event side that we can totally look into, because they're kind of simple mechanics to create or to implement, because we have short amount of time to create these big events. So yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, me too.
So stay tuned. Maybe.
Yeah, for the 15th anniversary.
I think we only have 1 minute left, so maybe one more question, perhaps.
Let's pick a good one. Here's a nice question. Jeremy, he just wrote it in. Oh no, now I'm losing it. Oh no.
It goes fast. It goes fast.
Where is it? Oh, there. Will you be incorporating the tavern more into the game event aspect? I feel like the tavern is underutilized. Totally. I'm 100% in agreement, and so is the rest of our team. So we are actually working on something for this. I can't say what, obviously, but yeah, we want to bring this more forefront. Definitely. And maybe not necessarily just in events, because I think that would be a shame. It's a cool feature, so it would be nice to bring it more in the forefront in general. So yeah, we are. Yeah, we're looking into this quite soon. So yeah, again, watch this space. I feel like we're always saying this. So
Stay
yeah.
tuned.
Stay tuned. I think that's it.
Do we have time?
Yeah.
Do we have time for one more, or is it? I guess we have time for one more.
Sean, great name, Irish, said, will you consider a new type of fighting, space combat? Also cool idea. We kind of have this, not really, in the space ages, but these are kind of things that we won't change the core fighting system. Again, I would never say never, but these are kinds of stuff that we can totally, or we like to look at for things like settlements or outposts or even events. So like creating new fun systems or different ways of doing stuff than the normal Forge way. So yeah, again, watch this space. But I right now I don't have anything off the top of my head, like real concrete answers to give you. But yeah.
We always interested in your ideas as a community manager.
Yeah.
We loved people to get involved and bring these discussions forward and all these unique ideas. So I'd encourage you to get involved in your community and get the discussion going. And we'll be watching, and hopefully, we can apply some of these ideas in the future. So.
Totally, yeah. Cool. Then I guess we will wish you a very nice day. And I hope, continue enjoying the event. And we'll sign off from here.
It's great answering questions again. And 10 more years to Forge. So.
Yeah, true. Happy birthday, Forge.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.